What's up, guys? Joe here. Now, this is my first attempt to run a YouTube channel, as you have probably guessed. I still don't really have a plan for this channel. I don't have a lot of ideas for it. I don't have the confidence in front of the camera. I don't have the fluency, as you can see. I don't have great gear. I don't really know how to edit videos. I don't know how to positionate them to get more views and more subscribers. I don't know how to use keywords and hashtags and all that. But my intention is to learn along the way. This is a way for me to get uncomfortable and go out to the world and try and meet failure face to face, which I think it's essential, and it's the hardest thing, especially for somebody like me, for a shy guy like me, and it's way harder than learning all these technical issues about mics and cameras and editing and all that. It's better to look ridiculous and getting laughed at while doing something than not doing anything. So by the moment, I'm not editing this because I want you to be a witness for my mistakes and my learning. If this goes well, I want to be back here someday and revisit this and see the whole process from a perspective. By now it sucks, but it'll be a great reward going back here and revisiting this after having improved. Now it's getting a little better. I have this beautiful teleprompter app, so I can read my shit while looking at you guys. So it's slowly getting better, okay? But yeah, I'm still an amateur. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the. I wish I had the fluency of a comedian, right? I love comedy. I'm a huge comedy fan, and especially I love American comedians. Since American comedy seems kind of stuck, you know. American comedians, they seem to be more likely to research and experiment with puns and wordplay, and so they can come up with a higher quality comedy. And they've also improved their human side, their acting, their character, the character they're playing, along with the jokes. Sorry. And this is totally different in Europe. Basically, we're still dealing with clown midgets throwing cakes to each other. I'm not even kidding. Some comedians that I like, I love Bill Burr. He's one of my favorites. I love one-liners like Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg. Rest in peace, by the way. But the one that I adore the most is Norm Macdonald. I absolutely adore Norm Macdonald. He's incredible. I love him. And I'm pissed off because I've recently witnessed him crumbling down because of the PC Hollywood zombies and the thought police. Now, I can't even explain how funny this guy is. He's a guy who can make you laugh just by standing beside you and saying hello with his voice and his smile. He's a naturally funny guy. He's not even playing a character. He's really that gifted. Now, he's being controversial sometimes, but those who know him, they know he never talks seriously. He's not a political guy. He's not trying to make a statement. He doesn't have an agenda. He's just being silly, So it hurt me when I heard about all this Jimmy Fallon controversy. Let me explain a little bit for those who don't know. He made some statements on the Me Too movement. I'm gonna read the headline. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna read the headline. Norm Macdonald reveals he was cancelled from the Tonight Show after Jimmy Fallon's staffers started crying. Let's highlight this. Producers crying at the idea of him being on, following his remarks on Me Too. Norm Macdonald was booted from his scheduled appearance on the Tonight Show. He was asked not to do the show after his comments on Me Too. And what did he say about the Me Too movement? In an interview with the Hollywood Reporter printed on Tuesday morning, Macdonald said he was happy the Me Too movement has slowed down a little bit. Macdonald said people used to receive a second chance, but now there is no forgiveness. Macdonald said he had linked up Louis C.K., who was accused of sexual misconduct, with Roseanne Barr, who was fired from her show in May for racist comments, so they could talk about what happened. There are very few people that have gone through what they have, losing everything in a day, he said. Of course, people will go, what about the victims? But you know what? The victims didn't have to go through that. And Macdonald was slammed for his remarks, and Fallon himself dropped to talk to him, and this is when he told his story in the Howard Stern show. And Macdonald said producers have suggested he start the show with an apology. So we're not even. You should apologize. You're not. You will. We won't even hear what you say. What you say is plain wrong. We don't even ask you if you agree or disagree, or if you meant to say that. Just apologize, which he declined to do, obviously, because he didn't say anything wrong. Telling Howard Stern he would have ruined the show. He returned red-faced. Jimmy Fallon returned red-faced, and he said that I didn't know what to do. I said, "You think I shouldn't do the show?" And he said, "People are crying. People are crying. My producers, my grown-ass, wealthy producers are crying because of what you said about the Me Too movement." I said, "People are crying?" He said, "My senior producers are crying." I said, "Good Lord, bring them in and let me talk to him. I didn't even know I had the capacity to make people cry." He doesn't. He doesn't have it. And Jimmy said, "I think it will hurt the show tonight." And I said, "Jimmy, I don't want to hurt your show." So that's pretty much what happened. Now, if you read his remarks, he wasn't sympathizing or siding with the aggressors, and he wasn't bringing the victims down. He was just saying that for the sake of justice and equality, it's not a good idea to automatically believe and give credit to every word an alleged, let's not forget that, alleged victim says. There are careers and there are lives that can be ruined because of one of these accusations. So we must handle this as carefully as possible. So I don't see any controversy here. I mean, we all have rights and we all have the presumption of innocence. So it's not fair for a comedian or an actor to have his career ruined because of some shady and blurry accusation of something that happened decades ago, with no witnesses, with no graphical proof, with no nothing. Just because some woman decided to go to the press, not the police, go to the press with some story. Well, apparently this statement from Norm Macdonald is enough to make a grown man cry, to make Jimmy Fallon producers freak out and cry. So they decided to cancel Norm's appearance on the show. That was the past September 11th. Crying, like really, grown adults crying because of something like this. What kind of a weak child you have to be to cry because of weak crap like this? I've seen some of this behavior in college campuses where all the kids complained and whined and cried and rallied so they could shut everyone who challenges them intellectually down. And they shut Ben Shapiro, they shut Milo Yiannopoulos, they shut Gavin McInnes, they shut Jordan Peterson, etc. But these students are children. They're 18, 19, 20-year-old crybabies who still can't handle that the world isn't fair and it doesn't work as they say. And they can debate for shit. So they throw a collective tantrum until they get what they want. Just like toddlers. But I give them that, okay? I give them that. They are in an embarrassing age. We've all been there. Their parents didn't whoop hard enough. So it's okay. Just don't take these kids too seriously. You're not going to convince them anyway. You're not going to convince them. Time will teach them. So just go and talk to some other people. There's plenty of people out there. Talk to some other people and don't waste your time in campuses. And by the way, universities are not the intellectual plaza anymore, where all the scholars and geniuses gather together and they prepare the next step for the Western civilization. That shit's gone. So just move on, go somewhere else. But if you're a producer in a well-known TV show like Jimmy Fallon's with crazy-ass ratings, you're not a 20-year-old kid. You're a grown-ass person. If you're 28, 35, 45, 50-year-old and you cry because of somebody's opinions, you're either brainwashed or you're a liar. You're faking it. I'd like to say that there's still a bit of intelligence inside these people's brains, and I'd say the latter. And why would a grown man or woman fake tears because of this? Because the social justice agenda in the media, in the universities, and in the world of entertainment is indeed a huge political franchise. There's this big, huge network of money and influences and favors in which there are politicians involved, artists, news agencies, shady foundations and institutes and whatever. And they're all making a buck out of this. If you really believe that this is all because of you, if you're a woman, or if you're a black person, or a transgender person, if you think they're running all these causes because of you, if you think this is all for you, if you think you are at the end of this rope, you are a complete fool. A complete fool. They don't give a fuck about you. They're using you as cannon fodder. You do the free work. You get your hands dirty. And you get the punches. So they could still get a buck out of this safely in their mansions, while the media makes them look like social heroes. Like prophets of justice or something. But look what happens when a comedian or anyone tries to make a pretty valid point. Do we try to debate him? Do we even listen what he has to say? Do we armor our ideas by building a better discourse? Do we make some self-criticism in order to improve? Do we use this challenge to become better thinkers and better people? No, none of that. We cry, we throw a tantrum, and we shut the bad meanie guy down because he made us cry. And if the bad meanie guy down doesn't apologize, we talk shit about him in all our platforms, and we ruin his reputation, so we make sure his career is ended forever. And so did the poor Norm. They made him crawl to the Howard Stern radio show and the View show. And boy, you should see the evil grin on the faces of these old fucking tarantulas. They were enjoying it. They enjoyed watching a good man crumbling down for having an opinion. They loved every second of it. They knew how free and how confident this guy is, because some years ago he made a joke on their program about Bill Clinton murdering a guy and made all of them uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable since Bill Clinton and Hillary are like the king and queen of this army of PC political vampires. And now they just saw their revenge served. They made him kneel down, they humiliated him, they made him apologize, and he was at the edge of crying, and man, that's a hard thing to watch. If you're a Norm Macdonald fan, that's a hard ass thing to watch. Because, and this is the best part, because it's not that the guy he was aggressive or radical or rude. If you think like we like you to think, you can be as nasty and classless as you want. Robert De Niro wants to punch Donald Trump in the face. He said it. He gets to say it in public, in a public statement, on camera. Nothing happens. Kathy Griffin posed with a fake Trump bloody severed head. Who cares? If you spread the right message, the message that we, the big crazy elitist franchise, are happy with, you can get to say it however you want. By insulting, by mocking, by lying, by threatening, whatever, dude, go nuts. Go fucking nuts. But if you dare to differ, we're gonna charge against you with full fucking force, no matter how polite or valid your point is. You're not free to think different from us. So, if you're a Norm Macdonald fan, like me, I suggest you that you support him by watching his amazing show on Netflix. Norm Macdonald has a show. It's absolutely delightful. Please, Hollywood PC whining vampires, for God's sake, stop ruining comedy! It's not funny! Alright, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good day, and see you soon.